What's going on, everyone? What's going on? Second, let me get all set up here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, so I haven't been streaming pretty much since last week because I've just been catching trades on the Asian session. And a lot of the trades I've been taking them right off my phone, and I have like six people that truly follow my streaming, that watch my trades. So I've just been updating them through text what I've been doing. Pretty much those are just my students, just people that I've been working with directly. So I just send them what I've been doing. So we're gonna go back here. I'm just gonna do a quick recap while we wait for this orb. I'm not gonna be trading today. I made my money last night right here. I hit my daily profit goal already, so I will not be trading today. So this is the trade I took, but let's go over the trades I took since Sunday. Okay. Yo. What's going on, man? Yep. Well, I'm on stream. Yeah, but I leave it running. So I'm literally. Okay, well, I'm on stream right now. I literally just went on stream because I'm gonna do a trade recap since I haven't been streaming. So I'm just gonna do a trade recap, and I was literally about to explain that. But just quick, like a quick recap of that is, I sent you a text message with a screenshot, and you see that white trend line that's running downward. And I told you to look at the 10-minute EMA. So what I do is, I told myself, as long as price didn't go above my trend line, even if it was slightly above, but as long as it didn't break structure above my trend line and it didn't go above the 10-minute EMA, that I was gonna hold the position. I wasn't gonna close it. So I just left it running based off of that. I had alerts on my phone so that if it did go above that on TradingView, I would get an alert, so I would know to go look at the chart to get out. But other than that, if it didn't go above that, I knew it was going to go for full TP. I knew that it was going to keep going down. It barely hit my TP, but then it went up again, respected that same trend line, and it came back down, and then it blew past my TP. So like right now, like let's say right now, we finally, just right now on New York Open, we just broke my trend line to the upside. So today's going to be looking like a buy just off of this, but we'll see what it does. It hasn't finished the orb yet, but right now, while it's creating the orb, it is finally above my trend line that we've been respecting since yesterday. So it's above that trend line right now, and it's above that 15-minute trend line that has been respected, and it's above the 10-minute EMA that has been respected. So it's been respecting the 10-minute and that trend line, and it broke it. So today might be a buy day. I don't I barely ever use a 10-minute EMA. Honestly, I usually use the 5-minute, 1-minute, and 15-minute EMAs. But to yesterday just happened to be the 10-minute EMA that was being respected because I checked all the different time frames because I have access to them. So because I use the premium version, so I have access to all the different time frames. I got 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10, 15, 30, 45. So I got I got even seconds. So I just checked the 100 EMA on those time frames. So I'll go through and I'll look at different time frames to see if price is reacting somewhere. There's usually an EMA there. So if I'm seeing that price keeps going somewhere, I can guarantee you almost most of the time I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, we either got the 1 minute EMA there or the 5 minute, and it usually is one or the other. So that's how I go about, deciding whether or not I'm staying in the trade. So like last night, I had no reason to get out. The trade was respecting my 15-minute trend line, which was a strong trend line. It was respecting that, which it just broke. So now today I will be looking for a buy. So it just broke that. I would have bought off of that trend line break. I wouldn't even have waited for this orb. So right now, if I was trading, I would have bought off of this trend line break right here. So it did a break. If we do a retest of my trend line, that would be an entry again. So, but right now I would have went for a buy off of that trend line that it broke. It broke the trend line at 73.65.75 is where it broke the trend line. And it broke it, and since it broke it, it's already gone up. It's already gone up 71 ticks from breaking my trend line. So yeah, but that's how I decide to stay in. Like it's not just like I don't just guess it or whatever. I go based off of, and then I put my take profit above previous lows that we reached. So we had reached previous lows yesterday at 3:40 p.m. I put my trend line above that. I put my take profit above that because price will most likely revisit those previous lows, but it might come close. So what I do is I always go a little bit above. So my take profit was set for 35 ticks above the previous low. So I gave it a little bit of room to breathe. So it gives it a good likelihood of it. It's respecting that trend line, and then I go for a take profit that was above the previous low. So if it revisits that previous low before we even get there, I would already be out of the trade. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't hit till late. It hit like at 1 in the morning. But yeah, it came close and then it went back up and then it came back down and it hit like around 1 in the morning. But again, it's just like I could just leave it running, because I have that alert on my phone. So if it does go, let's say above a certain number, which my number was, if it would have went above 73.92.50, I would have gotten an alert, and that would have been a indication that I probably might have to cut the trade. That would have been where I was looking at. Yeah, man. All right then, brother. All right, man. I'm on stream right now. I'm gonna just do a quick recap of the trades I took, and then I'm gonna be marking up the market right now. So if I see something, I'll let you know. But I will be looking at a possible buy right now, just because of the fact that it did break that same trend line it's been respecting since yesterday. But I'm gonna let this play out a little bit and see what it wants to do, and I'll let you know if I see anything. All right, bro. Later. Sorry about that, guys. That was actually one of my students that I've been teaching, and he was just trying to figure out how I decided to stay in the trade yesterday. So he was literally just trying to figure out why I was what gave me confirmation to hold the trade yesterday. So I mean, that's what I was about to explain to you guys, but I explained it to him, but I'll break it down in deeper. Let me just mark up my center of my orb, because I always mark up the center of my orb. Okay. Boom, boom. So right now, guys, for anyone that's looking for a trade today, before I go do my recap, my trade yesterday was based off of this trend line and the 10-minute EMA. It had been respecting the 10-minute EMA, and it was respecting it since yesterday morning. It broke down below it. Well, it came here at 10:30 a.m. came down. That's when it created this trend line. And then after that, it respected that trend line and the 10-minute EMA. Every time it went there, it would bounce down. So that is what I took my trade last night off of, guys. So last night's trade, I came in, I waited for this. This was around 8 p.m. I waited for this to go up. When I saw this rejection off of my trend line again, I could have gotten in here and gotten a way better entry, but I waited for price to come down to confirm. And then I got an entry right here. Price went down immediately, came back up, which is fine. We went back to this area again. We went back to the trend line. So once we went back to that trend line, I watched it. Price broke back down, so I was happy to stay in there. Price came back up again, stayed below the EMA and the trend line, and then came back down all the way to full TP. So it's a little bit of up and down, guys, but, and like I was just telling my friend on the phone just now, he wanted to know why I held it. How did I know to hold it? And I told him, as long as price did not break above this trend line or this 10-minute EMA, then I knew that there was no reason to get out of the trade. I had no reason to get out of the trade at that point. I had every reason to stay in it as long as price stayed down here. I had my danger zone marked up at 73.92. So 73.92 is where I was like, okay, if it gets here, I'm gonna possibly look at getting out. As long as it wasn't like a crazy spike. If it was a crazy spike and it came back down, I would still hold it. But if it came here and then just aggressively kept pushing, I would have been out of the trade. That's why if you see my stop loss was slightly above that, but we never even had to use it, thankfully. But that's why I held that trade, guys. So I based it off of strictly trend line and EMAs, which today, last night happened to be the 10-minute. I caught, oh, sorry, got the, so I caught 109 ticks on that trade. So nice trade, guys, for Asian session, 109 ticks. So very happy about that, the way that trade played out. But yeah, guys, so right now, like I said, I'm not trading the Asian, but I am going to look at this for you guys. Waiting to see if price comes back and retests my zone that we broke. And if it respects this and starts going back into a buy, guys, it's going to be a buy. Might just end up right around that mid-range as well. Let's go to the 5-minute. 1 minute's way down here. Okay. Yeah, so price might go down in the mid-range, you guys. I would be interested in looking for a buy though, guys, just based off the fact that we broke that trend line. It has been respecting this trend line since yesterday morning. So it's a possibility that we could go into a buy here. Okay, we're back testing that trend line right now, guys. Like to see if price makes it back to the mid-range. All right, guys. So if I was looking for a trade, guys, I would have probably looked at something like this here for today. I would have probably gotten into a trade somewhere around here. I would have went for about 90 ticks. Stop loss would have been around the mid-range. And that would have been my trade if I was looking for something today. So let's see if it plays out. Like I said, I'm not actually in this trade though. But I would say if you're waiting for this, maybe see if price works its way back down to the mid-range. Mid-range is at 73.59. But this trend line right here was respected since yesterday morning all the way up until this morning. It broke it, and it has not broken this trend line on the 15-minute or the 30-minute or whatever you look at. 1 hour has not broke it. It finally broke it this morning, so that's why I would be looking for a buy. So when price came down close to the trend line, I would have entered right there, and I would have went for a buy. We got a lot of movement this morning, so 90 ticks is a lot. It pretty much slightly above the orb is going to give me my full 90 ticks. So look, again, I didn't take this trade, guys, because I already hit my profit target for the day last night. But as of right now, I would already be up in profit. If you were in this trade, you'd already be up 65, 67 ticks, 70 ticks. That's most of my students' TPs, so they would have pretty much been out already. I go usually for around 90 ticks. Depends on the size I'm running. So I'd almost be out. All right, guys. So look, so far price has come close to my zone. Pretty much almost hit my full TP. I would have most likely gotten out of this trade already, or I would have been trailing profits. But most people would have hit profit already because that was about 70 ticks. So that would be profit for most people. But let's see, might be another opportunity for an entry here, because I got some people that are texting me right now that want to get into a trade. So we could get a retest down to mid-range. You guys know that Orb likes to retest the mid-range, and that mid-range is falling right around my trend line. So we could get a mid-range entry. So then you guys might be able to get an entry on the mid-range and go for a buy, which would be an even better trade. This is already a break of my trend line, a strong trend line. Like I said, this is from yesterday at 11 a.m. again at 3:10 p.m. again at 3:50 p.m. then again at 8 p.m. then again at 9:15 p.m. then again at 2:30 a.m. and then again at 8:35 a.m. went down and it finally broke it. So that was a break. Full closure on the 5-minute time frame, full 5-minute candle closed above the trend line, and then we got a retest, came in close to that trend line. So that would have been my entry right there, and then ride it up to the top, and you could have gotten a clean 70 ticks right there. You could have already been out of the trade, but it's coming back down right now, guys. So this could be another opportunity. So as long as I don't see us break down below this again and go crazy down, then I'm gonna suggest to some of my students to get into a buy if price comes back down here. Anywhere in this range right here, guys, be looking for an area to buy. That would be a zone of interest to buy. I don't know how to get rid of this thing. It always gets stuck on my screen. All right, guys. So look, off of my entry, it's about to hit full TP right now. Again, I'm not actually in this trade because I already hit my full profits for the day. So I'm not actually in the trade. Full disclosure. Boom. Full trade just hit right there. Bam. So look, when price came down here, you could have gotten in right here on this retest again, and you would have just gotten 90 ticks. That's 90 ticks in 5 minutes. That's 90 ticks in not even 5 minutes. 4 minutes, guys, you would have hit 90 ticks. Price hit my zone right there, and now price is coming back down. So let's see what it actually does here. I'm trying to see if I can get another entry for some of my students here. All right, guys. So, like I said, my full trade would have just hit right here. I'm still waiting for an entry though for some of my students. They could have technically got in right down here, but I wanted to see if price is going to come back down lower. So technically, if you're looking for a trade, guys, you could be doing you guys could technically be doing a break and retest here, guys, on this orb. Again, my entry would have been down here, but right now we could get a break and retest on this orb, and we could technically go for a traditional break and retest in the orb. But I would prefer to see price come back down, guys, before getting an entry. Like my entry right here would have been perfect. So this would have been the perfect entry for anyone to have taken. You guys would have never seen any drawdown, but can't always get those entries. So like I said, I'm trying to find an entry for some of my students right now. So I might have them do a break and retest off this orb depending on what we see here. So my trade already hit. So we'll move this down. Now I'm going to be looking for another trade for anyone that missed this one. hoping I can get another entry for people here. So we'll see if I can hopefully find another entry, and that'll be good. I don't like forcing entries though, but that was traditionally a break, retest, and then another break of the orb. So you could have entered on the break and retested the orb right here. Could have entered down here where I entered. It would have been much better entry, obviously. But so far right now, it looks like it's going. So, like I said, this would have been your best entry down here. But if you wanted to have gotten in at the break and retest of this open range high, you could have gotten in there as well. But my entry was down here, already fully played out 90 ticks, guys. So I'm trying to see where we can find another entry here. Hopefully we get another chance, because I got some people waiting to jump into a trade. So I'm trying to find them an entry, but again, I'm not going to force an entry. I want to make sure that it's a valid trade. My trade already hit for the day, so I want to make sure if I hand out a trade for some of my students that it's a good trade. What's good, Angel? What's good, bro? So this is so I was recapping all this right now from yesterday's trade, bro, but then check it out. While I was recapping it, I saw another trade happening, because we finally broke that trend line that it's been respecting since yesterday morning, and we broke it on the opening range. So waited for a 5-minute break of structure there. We broke it, went up, came back down, retested. I didn't take the trade because, you know, I already hit my profits last night, but I told people that we could take an entry right here. I marked it up. That's 90 ticks, bro. Hit 90 ticks straight right there. Unfortunately, a few of the people in our chat that normally trade didn't catch that, so now I'm waiting for another entry, see if I can get them one. But might not get it, because now we've already went down there, we broke that, we retested my trend line, and then now we've broken the orb as well. So they might not get another entry here, and I don't want them chasing a trade, so I don't want to tell them to enter now. So I'm waiting to see if the market shows us something else. But the fact that we finally broke this 15-minute trend line to the upside, that tells me that we're most likely going to be into a buy today. So I was immediately looking for a buy today once we broke this trend line this morning. This is 5-minute right now. This is on the 5-minute trend time frame. But if you look at the 10-minute, the 10-minute is what I was looking at from last night. So you saw we went here and we broke that trend line, and we broke the 10-minute EMA finally. Because remember, we had been respecting the 10-minute EMA all day yesterday, and then we finally broke the 10-minute EMA this morning. So that's why I was looking for a buy, because it broke the 10-minute EMA and it broke my trend line. And this is a strong trend line, 15-minute trend line, 30-minute trend line, hour trend line, whatever. It's been holding since yesterday. So you could look at it on any time frame and it held. Here's 30 minutes. 30 minutes it held. You go to an hour, it held in an hour. So that's a strong trend line, and it finally broke that trend line today. So right now I'm waiting for an entry. So we're doing the break and retest right now. So hopefully we get another entry here. Texting some of these people here. Trying to see if I get an entry for some of my students. Let's see. Boom. Okay. So we retested the orb right now, but I want to see if we can go down any lower. That was an orb retest. Still could have been a nice entry for somebody right here. But 15 minutes on there. Trying to see if there's any EMAs anywhere nearby. Nothing. Give this a minute to play out here. See what we do here. There's still 3 minutes on this 5-minute candle, so now that thing's going into a buy. That was a good entry spot too. Let's see what we got going on here. So far, this trade already hit beautifully for 90 ticks. It was pretty much a 2-to-1 ratio. Hit for 90 ticks, but I'm going to see if we can get another entry for people that didn't catch this one. So, see if we got something else here soon. Could have technically taken a buy down here on this little run down here because price ran down here. Could have gotten a buy down here. Let me get rid of some of these lines. It's just going to confuse me. These are from Asian session. I'll get rid of these here. These are Asian session open range high and low, which we're actually, now that I look at it, we are staying somewhere between the Asian session high and lows right now. I'm going to wait to do the recap because I don't want to keep getting distracted. So I'm going to finish the recap of the past 3 trading days after I wait for an entry because I don't want to keep missing entries for people. So I'm going to wait to see if I can get an entry here. Not for myself because I'm already done for the day, but I'm trying to get an entry for people that didn't catch this trade. Got a red folder coming up at 10:30 as well. We got 10:30 red folder. Keep an eye out for. That's coming up here in about 10 minutes. Got another red folder coming up. So it might be wise to wait for that red folder before taking another entry. It'd be a good idea to just wait for that red folder to hit before taking an entry. Just in case the price wants to shoot down. I don't want to be, well, I don't want you guys to be in a buy if price decides to shoot down. Angel, you trading today or you're not trading? See how this next 5-minute candle plays out. Go, nice little sell down. See if we can get a run to the mid-range. It'd be nice if we can see price run down to the mid-range. If we can go down to the mid-range and respect that, that'll be a great entry for people that missed the first trade. All right, well, while we're waiting for that, guys, I'm going to finish this recap. So this was yesterday's trade, last night's trade, guys. I hit full TP here. I got 109 ticks on this trade. Again, this trade was based off of just trend line EMA. We'll do this on the 10-minute. So we were respecting this 10-minute EMA and we were respecting this trend line since yesterday morning. So when price came up here, respected this. I entered a little bit late. I could have gotten a better entry, but I entered around here and I just held it. And the reason I held this trade is because of the fact that as long as price never broke above this trend line and it never went above this 10-minute EMA, I had no reason to get out. So I had a stop loss in place, but I had an alert set at like 73.93 to know if I was like in a danger zone, but I never got there. And then price just stayed below this and it just kept going, and it ended up hitting my full TP, but it didn't hit my full TP till about 12:40 in the morning. But it's okay, I just let it ride. I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't stressed because I knew the likelihood of my trade hitting was high. My take profit was set 35 ticks above the previous low. I was entered below a trend line. My stop loss was placed above the previous high, so it worked out beautifully. I just let the trade ride out. So that was last night, guys. And then we're gonna wait till 10:30 here. We got 7 more minutes because I don't want to tell anyone to take an entry while there's news dropping, because there's a red folder dropping at 10:30. All right, guys. So then this was my trade for Monday night. So this was Monday night's trade. So again, trend lines. Everything's on trend lines, guys, for the most part. That's what I trade off of. So let's go to 5-minute or this one. Boom. All right, guys. So we had this trend line, 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, whatever. We were respecting this trend line. We went up here, guys, broke this trend line right here at 9:20 p.m. This was Monday night, by the way. So we broke this trend line. Price went up. We crossed the 5-minute EMA. Price came down below the 5-minute EMA. Price started going back up. And when it started going back up, I went ahead and jumped in for an entry here. And I got this one for 64 ticks. That gave me my full TP. I had a 3-to-2 risk to reward ratio, and I just let price run up, guys. And it went full TP. Again, was running for a couple hours, 9:40 to 11:45. So on the Asian session, you got to let it ride sometimes. So I just let it ride. So this was Monday night's trade. I did it again though. Look, break of a trend line here, then we created a new trend line here, and we respected this trend. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it respected this trend line for a while. Actually, it just kept on respecting it until it finally broke it. So that is what I based it off of, literally just a break of a trend line, and then I created a new trend line as like a floor, and I just let the trade ride up. My stop loss was right here. It was set 20 ticks down, and we never saw it. So again, guys, trend lines. And then This is the trade that I took. This is the trade, guys, that I took on Sunday night. So I caught a trade Sunday night. That's why I said I've been doing it at nighttime. So Sunday night, so I didn't trade Monday morning. Then Monday night, so I didn't trade Tuesday morning. And then now Tuesday night, so I'm not trading this morning because I hit my full target last night. So this is Sunday night's trade. So first one, I took a L, break even. This was Sunday night. Sunday night, guys, I got break even on the first one. Went into profit, moved my stop loss to break even. I got stopped out. No worries. Didn't work out anyways. We ended up breaking a trend line that I had. We broke this trend line, and then I just waited. I waited. Price came back down, guys. When price came back down here, I waited. When I saw price was rejecting the zone and started going up, I entered. I held it. I had a new trend line marked up right here. And once I saw that this trend line was actually respected, I just let it ride. And again, this was a 2 and like 2 and like a quarter trade risk to reward ratio. I went for 160 ticks on this one, guys, and it hit for 160. And this one hit overnight. Again, this one hit at 7:10 in the morning, guys. So I entered the trade at 9:20 p.m. and I just let it ride. I only saw a drawdown one time. I saw a drawdown around 1:50 a.m. I was asleep when this happened, but it respected my trend, and then that was it, guys. So those are the trades for this week so far. All of them have been bangers. Very minimal drawdown on all of them, and they were literally all based off of trend lines and EMA. Every single one of them, guys. So it's 10:27, guys. Let's go back to see what's going on this morning. All right, so one of my boys collected profit. He just texted me. He went for a buy at 7385. We went for a buy right here. Good entry. 7385. He got in right around the orb. He did 5 micros and he got out at 7,398.25. Okay, nice little run. So we got a nice little run there, guys. He just made $300 of profit. Good job. That's my boy Lalo. Good job, Lalo. Just hit him for $300. He's at work right now, guys. So my boy is at work right now. He's working. He's listening to my stream, and he just hit profit. He just hit profit while working. So while he's working, he pretty much just made double the day. That's awesome. I'm super proud of my friends. They're all paying attention. They're listening. He's paying really good attention. And he's doing good, man. He's killing it. That's awesome. That's what I love to see. Because if you have to watch my stream to get a trade, then that's not good. My goal is not to just have you watch my stream and follow my trades. What I'm trying to instill in the people I'm teaching is I want you guys to know, after watching my stream so many times, that's why I live stream every day. So you can see my wins, you can see my losses, you can see my mistakes, you can see the things I'm doing correctly. And then we're all learning together, honestly. But what I love is that when people actually pay attention, they start to see what I look for in a trade. And then once they look at what I'm looking for in a trade, then all of a sudden they start seeing what I look for, and they can get entries without me. Because that way I'm teaching you how to actually fish, and I'm not just bringing you the fish. I'm teaching you how to fish. So then if I don't show up on stream, like the last 3 days I haven't been streaming, they've still been making money. If I'm sick and I'm not trading, or if something happens to me, they can continue to trade. Whereas people that just give signals and they just tell you, get in here, get out here, what's happening with that is, if that person's not there to give it to you, you're not making money. You're relying on them. So now the way I'm teaching people is they are learning what I look for, and then they find their own entries, and that makes me the happiest when they show me what they got, like a break and retest on a trend line. I love that. It's like, okay, they're paying attention. Or they're going off of EMA bounce, love that. If they're going off the orb break and retest and they wait for proper confirmation, because the orb break and retest doesn't always work perfectly, you have to wait for good confirmation. So when they do that and they show me that they're actually listening to what I'm saying, it's awesome. Because if they do that, they're gonna be profitable, you know. I've had a green day every day for the last 2 weeks, all of them $1,000+ days. You know what I'm saying? You don't need more than that. Nobody needs more than that. And I've been pretty conservative, honestly, with my sizing. I've been taking anywhere between 8 to 10 micros, so no more than a full mini, and is what I've been trading. So you don't need to do crazy size to make money. Okay, might get another entry here for the people that are waiting. I'm gonna go make my coffee really quick. All right, let's see if we can get another entry here for people that missed that first trade. Texting some of my students right now, letting them know to get ready for an entry here. All right, guys, at this point, if it goes down below the orb, guys, if you guys want to, you guys can take a buy here. I don't know if we're going to test down lower than this, guys. Again, my entry was down here, and it was a great entry, but price might not come back down here, guys. So this was where I entered, but like I said, it might not go there again. So if it goes down below the orb, give it a minute, and if it goes down below the orb, guys, that could be another entry. I'll go ahead and mark it up. Again, this is just for people that missed the first trade. If you got the first trade, don't take another trade. I think people will be risking here. It's a lot of movement to risk. Yeah, I just got a message back. One of the people I was waiting for to get in, she did not get in. She missed the entry below the orb, and it sucks because she would be up already. If she would have gotten that entry, she'd be up. She'd already be up 80 ticks. She'd be done. She'd be out of the trade already. That's crazy. You gotta wait though. Can't chase trades, guys. You gotta. If you miss it, you miss it. Now the problem is if it comes back down to the orb again. I mean, I just don't know if I love price coming down to the orb again, because if it comes down to there again, is it going to actually respect it, or is it going to sell off? That's the question there. Because it's already done. It's already done 93 ticks above the orb. So some good movement here. Days like these are dangerous, guys. These are the kind of days that you have to go light. Do light contracts on days like this, because you don't want to get caught in drawdown where you're forced out of a position. Because what I tell people, when you go too big of size, you get forced out of positions, whereas instead of getting out because the chart's telling you to get out, you're like, I'm gonna get out because the chart's showing me that this trade is no longer valid. Most people have to get out because they're forced out of their position because they're running too big of a size and they're losing too much drawdown and they can't risk the trade anymore, so they get out just for the trade to then go their way. So if you go lighter contracts, you go smaller risk, you have more breathing room, you don't have as much stress in the trade, and you can go based off of what the chart's saying, not what your emotions are telling you. Because when you're going big contracts and you're running a lot of risk, your emotions get mixed in it. You don't want to blow the account, you don't want to blow your drawdown, so you end up taking a loss just for the trade to reverse and go back your way. If you don't have big risk on there, you're running less risk, yes, the profits aren't going to be as big, but the stress won't be the same, and you'll have a way better win rate if you go with smaller contracts. So we're going back to retest this orb right now. And I know someone's about to jump in a trade here. I just hope she doesn't get in, and then this is the time that it keeps selling. So hopefully when she gets in here, it actually buys back up. I'm gonna wait. When she gets in and she tells me what her entry is, I'll go ahead and mark it up so we can see if it plays out. Got a minute left in this 5-minute candle. I don't know if she got in or not. Let's see. Okay. We'll find out what her entry is so we can mark it up. Hopefully she got in below the orb. And hopefully price doesn't sell off this time. That is not below the orb. That's above the orb. All right, so she did not get in below the orb. I told her to get in below the orb, but whatever. She got in at 73.85, hopefully even. She is in profit already though, but not the best entry. But you get slippage, so she She probably tried to get in at the orb, and then it got slippage. I'm gonna tell her to target the previous highs. Those 75 ticks. So her TP should be 7404. Let's see if this plays out for her. All right. Give this a 2-to-1 ratio. And let's see if it plays out. All right, so she's in this trade now, guys. Again, she didn't get the best entry, but there's always slippage. So let's see if it plays out for her. And if this does, then that'll probably be it for the morning, because that'll mean everyone that directly trades under me will have caught W's this morning, because 3 of my other students already got the first trade. So if she catches this one, then we're all green for the day. And all of them caught some profits last night too. I held the trade, so I got full TP last night. But we'll see if they can get full TP here. I'll tell her actually to put her move to break even. No, it's too late now. Because I was gonna say if it goes down below her entry, she can get a better one, but they're already at her entry. Yeah, it's below her entry now. It's too late. Now I'm not even gonna text her. I was gonna tell her to put her to break even. She could have gotten taken out here, but she could have gotten a better entry. There we go. Let's hope it just goes back up from there. Because since she's above the orb, she got an entry above the orb. Price might still test the orb and then go below it, so hopefully she doesn't see too much drawdown. All right, back at the orb. Let's see what it does here. Let's hope it respects it for her sake. Again, if she would have entered below the orb, she would have still been in profit. So if she would have gotten in anywhere down here, it would have just went under her entry right now. So that's why it's important to get a good entry. She doesn't actually have a stop. It's just a stop that I put. I don't think she's running a stop yet. She's probably doing a mental stop. Yeah, price is selling down, of course, just for luck. Let's see. Tax center not to panic. Hold it out. Possibly add position down here if we see the opportunity. I want to see a price retest my area that I have marked here from earlier. Came close. That might be as close as we're gonna get, but I don't know. I don't want to risk it because I'm gonna have her add 2 micros, bring her average down some so she has a better entry. See where that 1 minute EMA is at. That's what we just broke. So we just broke that 1 minute EMA. Oh, it's too late now. It's all right. I'm not gonna have her add. I don't want to add more risk for now. Her position's not terrible, so she'll be back in profit soon. Five-minute EMA is probably not far. It's far, pretty far. Hopefully it doesn't even go anywhere near there. So we can buy up from here. She's still in the trade. She did not have the stop here, so. This is just where I would have put a stop if I was in this trade, but I would have also obviously waited for a better entry. But again, remember, this graph right here is exactly what her trade is. I just put this here so we can see if it plays out for her. Possibly have her get ready to add to the position so we can DCA, bring her entry down. So we're going to that mid-range, guys. And it's literally just what I said earlier. I was like, I don't like that if it went back down here for this entry because we retested the orb so many times. I didn't know if I loved it. Exactly what I was referring to. I told her to add 2 at the bottom. I really hope she did it. Let's see. Put her add 2 down here so we can move our entry down. What do you mean? Let me just call him. You can't even answer. What's your entry now? It should have moved. Yeah, so this is good, guys. Like, she's not even able to respond right now because she's so busy. She's like responding delayed. So like she got a late entry on the orb, which she shouldn't have taken, and but you didn't add. She didn't even get to add, which is fine. You move down. See what her new entry is. Okay, so her entry should now be lower, 737,481. Okay, much better entry now. Moved down a lot. No, I was gonna say there's no way. Okay. So 73761. That's still better. That's fine. Just leave it. This girl's stressing out because she's working, and this is the problem, guys. So she's working. She's on a work call right now. She's trying to do the same time. If you really can't lock in and focus, you just skip the trade, because like right now she's stressing out because she's on a work call and she's trying to do a million things at once, and she keeps misreading the chart because she's not really paying attention. So she keeps getting in at the wrong time. So I'm gonna tell her just let it ride. Just leave it, let it ride, and we'll watch it from here. We're at the mid range now. She's got to be down a good amount right now, but mid range is here. Let's see if it respects its mid range. Hopefully it doesn't consolidate all the way to the bottom of the orb. Again, though, guys, this is not a trade that I would recommend. Obviously, this is I'm literally showing you guys someone else's trade right now, so just hoping that it plays out for her. But this is a prime example of why you shouldn't be trading when you're really busy, because she's not into the chart right now. She's taking a work call. She's literally on like a video call, and she's trying to do this all at the same time. So she's gonna get waxed right here. She's gonna have to take this L. She's gonna have to take this L here soon. I'm gonna tell her to cut this trade. She's gonna get. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her to get out. Oh. That's. She's waxed. She got out. All right. So that trade did not play out for her, guys. It is what it is. I'll wait for another entry for her. I'll get her money back before the end of the day. I'll help her get it back. But this is a prime example of why you should not be trading if you're not actually on the chart. If I knew that she wasn't like able to pay attention, I would have told her to just skip the trade. I thought she was sitting in front of the computer ready to trade because she was texting me, but she's working. She's on a work call, and you can't be doing that, guys. You got to be locked in when you're doing this. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, her trade did not hit, but everyone else got W's today. So it sucks, you know. If she would have gotten in when we got in, but again, she was busy. She couldn't. She would have hit for a nice 90 ticks. But even if she would have gotten any other time here, you know, any of these other entries here, she would have been fine. But, you know, these things happen, guys. So whatever. So she took an L, but for the most part, all the other students, they took that first W. And yeah, I got my W right here, guys. This was my trade. So I didn't trade this trade. This trade was just for my students. They did catch it though. Except for one of them, she got very late, did not catch it, but it is what it is, guys. And this is why, if you were to pay attention earlier in this stream, I literally said, if we come back down to the orb, I don't know if I like it for a buy, because that means we retested the orb multiple times. And it literally did exactly what I said. So I should have honestly just told her not to take the trade, but it is what it is. I was trying to get her some money, trying to catch her, you know, a bag along with everybody else, and it didn't work out. So it is what it is. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. That was a quick, you know, trade for this morning. 90 ticks, beautiful trade. This was my trade last night, 109 ticks. This was a trade from Monday night, 64 ticks, and then the trade from Sunday night was 160 ticks, guys. So we've been smacking them, we've been getting them. So we are on like a 15-day winning streak right now, guys. Green trades all the way through the week, so it's been really good. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and log off here. I'm gonna end this stream, but hope everyone had a good day. Hope some of you guys caught this caught the move. And yeah, you guys take care, and I will see you guys probably tonight. Peace.